friends. My name is Mr. Tuna, and I'm here in beautiful Vancouver, BC at Tom Lee Music to show you one of my favorite instruments. This is the Expressive E Osmose, and there are two Osmoses in the series, actually, Osmoses. This is the Osmos 49, the original tried and true design, and very recently they've come out with the new 61 key model, which gives you a whole nother octave to play and express yourself with. And expression is the name of the game. Specifically, it's the name of the company, Expressive E, but when it comes to something like the Osmos, this isn't just a keyboard. This isn't something that you simply press buttons on and play sounds from. It is an instrument designed to perform with. It's truly the next evolution in expressive, playable designs off a basic keyboard, like a traditional piano might be. Only instead of simply playing the notes, we can modulate each one individually. We can bend them upwards and do different pitch bends. And not only that, but we can play them all individually or polyphonically. So if I was playing a chord, I could bend a key or modulate or emphasize one as I see fit. It's not just a simple channel aftertouch that you might be familiar with on a more standard or an older style keyboard. This is a full-featured, individually modulating, crazy elaborating keyboard that lets you take your sound into some very interesting and very expressive new places. So I'm just going to scroll down and we're just going to pick a random pad. Let's go with Anna Reed here and just experiment with some of the expressivity. So even just a twist of a note is going to allow you to bend it back and forth in the same way that a mod wheel might, or your pitch wheel might allow for. But instead of leaving one hand free to control those features, you've got it all underneath each of your fingertips. It makes for very genuine sounding acoustic instruments. A big part of the Expressive E Osmose isn't just the keyboard itself, but the professional, the detailed, the very modulatable sound engine that's built inside. This has a Hacken Audio sound engine that excels in very acoustic sounds, very physically modeled, some analog sounds, it's got a very wide range of different things that you can like express yourself with, but for sounds like a flute or more of like a woodwind or string instrument, it really brings control that you wouldn't otherwise have unless you were actually playing the instrument yourself. So this lets keyboard players sound a lot more akin to their counterparts, saxophones, synthesizers, guitars. It's incredible all the impressive sounds that this can really emulate when you're just exploring different avenues and well, playing with a band or an orchestra or just sitting down at home and trying stuff out for yourself. It's not just the presets that are built in here though, it's where you can take them, it's how you can adapt and change them in different ways to suit not only your playing style, but the genre of music you're working towards, or just lending towards new and and interesting styles. We could pick a patch here, like this bell patch. Nope, let's pick something different here, there we go. Let's pick this patch right here, Bella FM. Ooh, very Harry Potter. So it's just taking a little bit of time to play a little more softly, or push that pressure sensitivity into new spots. Bend your chords back and forth in different ways. Or we could really improve the bending here by moving into our settings. So if we step into synth mode here, we've got a whole bunch of different ways to take control of our sound engine. If we step into sensitivity mode here, then we've got different ways to adapt and control our keyboard. Right now, bending is set to a first, but we could bring things up to a second. Well, let's go back to a first here for a second. With a first, I could bend from C to C sharp. With a second, of course, I could bend up to D. So you've got you get twice the bending power here. And that really lets you play with different scales, with solos, it's a pretty interesting and exciting way to keep your hands off the mod wheel and keep your fingers on the keys, playing different things. Stabilization lets you keep that sound locked a little bit tighter. So if I've got my stabilization turned up to 100% here, you might not hear the detuning. You might not hear the dissonance of bending and playing your keys accidentally. So still get a little bend, but things stay a lot tighter. If I bring the stabilization down to 0, you really hear the micro tonality of each key. And assuming you do spend more time at 0 than 70 or 100, it's something that you may have to really earn your keep with. Let's move down an octave here. We've got some really cool effects built in here. So we go into the synth section and we just scroll over to our, here we go, global effects. There's a number of different things, but I really think the reverb is beautiful on here. Really just takes those little tweaks and adds space to them. All right, let's turn our sensitivity back to 70 or somewhere in the middle there, and try out a couple more effects. We move into our reverb section here, but where are we? There we go. Different echoes, analog echo, a beautiful noisy echo. Let's make it a little slower. Or finally, maybe if we're playing backwards with effects here, let's just scroll down. Let's just scroll down to one more. We've got our mod delay, which is actually a little more interesting. There it is. just hear it kind of falling downwards as we play, or up. But the Osmos isn't just about bells. Let's find something a little more interesting here in the presets. I'm going to scroll down for a little brass sound here. So the attack can be very dependent on how quickly you play or with the force that you play on. So if I'm a little slower here, get more of a string sound, but if I'm quick and precise with my fingers, get a little bit more of a staccato sound on a lot of these string sounds. You could play one slow and play one hard. Or let's try another one here. Got a bit of a cello sound, so another acoustic string. Very easy just to get lost forever in these sounds, and I've only scrolled through a tiny section of what makes the Osmos so unique, so beautiful sounding. Here's a synth sounding one, Column of Eternity. Wow. Sensitivity up here so I can play it the way I know how to. The Osmos isn't just about internal sounds. A really big part of the pitch, a really big factor that someone might consider in the purchase of a very expressive keyboard like this, not just the sounds inside it, is the control that you might have outwards to other pieces of gear. The Osmos, it's developed on MIDI polyphonic expression technology, MPE technology, and that is what allows this keybed to play different notes and bend them all at one time, but it's also what allows you to send that information out to other NPE-enabled synthesizers or pieces of gear. There's the Hydrasynth, or there are a number of like iPad apps, the Moog apps, the Korg apps. They've all got these MPE-enabled designs. You could load up a sequential Prophet 6 or an Obi 6, and they've all got these OPE modes built, these MPE modes built into them, so that you can play incredibly expressively from a keyboard like the Expressive E. And all you've got to do is plug out from a MIDI cable and plug into the synthesizer that you're looking to control. It really takes the usefulness of a keyboard like this and exemplifies it, because once you have control over something like this, once you can play your instruments with such nuance and such immediacy, there's not much other way you're going to look forward to playing them. I've had the Osmos in my studio for a couple of years now, since it was first conceived. I remember when it first came out, and I'd have it on my keyboard, I'd have it as my desktop background, and I would stare at it for months on end, visualizing this keyboard, manifesting it in front of me, and here we are. And even 2 years later, I am still blown away. I'm still impressed every time I turn it on and pull a note left or right, or use its polyphonic aftertouch to really push into a chord. The Osmos is an exceptional tool for playing, but it's an instrument. It's not just a keyboard, it is the next stage of expression for something like this. And you won't get it until you play it. So next time you have a chance, stop in at your local music store, visit us here at Tom Lee, get your hands on the Expressive E Osmose, and be expressive with it, because I think it's really going to impress you with all that it can do, with how intuitive it is to do all that it can do, and just how it allows you to express yourself in a way that feels so natural, because a keyboard like this has been something I could only dream about in the last 20 years. And to have it in front of me today is just, it's something I'm trying not to take for granted. It's something I hope that you will look forward to just considering in your music making journey, because it will take you to the next level like it has taken us today. My name is Mr. Tuna, and this is the Expressive E Osmose. Check it out, and thanks very much for watching. It's been my pleasure spending some time showing things off with you. I look forward to seeing you again next month, and catch you next time. Thanks again.